Good day, welcome. On today's video, we are looking at the scooter's electrical system. So this video was shot over a few days period, with as stipulated previously, me and my brother was in a car accident. And due to that, you need to take things slow. So unfortunately, I cannot just go out and tackle a task. I need to really plan for it, because you will still be doing something and then this back pain hits you like a battering ram. So you need to take it slow. You need to learn to progress in what you do slowly and really take it slow. So with that being said, we are looking at the electrical system at this stage. So we've done some work. We've done more work, and there's still some work to come. So I cannot really finalize everything at this stage yet. So it is a work in progress. So as you'll see, it doesn't look very nice now, but give it a moment, it will come. So let's get to the bike and get busy working on it. Get all my stuff out here. I want to plug in my soldering iron. Yeah. Okay. Interestingly enough, this has all these wires has been soldered onto the wires at factory. How interesting is that? So I've taken these off. Now I'm not planning on doing a hack job on this. I'm planning on doing this properly. So what I'm actually want to do is I'm going to make this whole piece shorter than it actually is, because I don't need this long thing, because this connects to the motorcycle here, and then I don't need another piece. This is for the lights and this is for the indicators. So I don't need all this extra long wiring. So I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. I'm going to do it properly and neatly. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to hack that off. Hack all this off like this. So what I want to do, I want to make this all equal length, like that. I want to take this tubing that these wires was originally in, So guys, what I'm doing here now, except for all the wiring that we've done, I'm going to open up here again I want to start cutting away even more wiring. I have a phone mount with a charger, a USB port on it. So I want to see if I can wire that in. However, my problem here is I cannot take this off because it means I will lose my switches because they are integrated. So my new switches are inbound. They are coming. I did order new switches, but I want to see if I can make that mount work. Now, guys, as you can see there, on the left is a fuel gauge. Over here, speedometer, temperature gauge. Now, the fuel gauge, it doesn't work. It always shows full, even when you're running on empty. So that doesn't work. Along with the fuel sender, I will need to get a new fuel sender as well. The speedometer does not have a cable. I don't know what happened to it, but it's MIA. Then the temperature sensor or the temperature gauge, one of the two doesn't work because that gauge over there always shows at the bottom in the blue part of it. It always stays there. So that definitely does not work as it should. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to take this cover off, then see if there's any way that I can maybe cut a hole here for that bracket to come in, or do I tape these or cable tie them to the handlebar. For now it's only going to be like a week, and I don't use this bike every day. But let's just start, let's dig in, let's see. All these screws are broken out. There's cracks in it here, there's cracks in it over here. This thing is so broken and brittle, there's no point on having it on the bike anyway. So let's just carry on. Just need to get all these screws out here. I put some extra screws in because of the way that these are broken out of the plastic. The plastics on these are so low quality, unfortunately. That's unfortunately how it is. Because I find this magnetic container to be very helpful when you're working on things. You just drop your screw, your nut or your bolt in there. Everything is contained. That's a great help when you're working on things. I always take it out. I always take it out and use it. Dense. Guys, as you can see, and as I've told you previously, I have already labeled all these. The thing is, I have to label them because I have to know when the time comes for switches what goes where. Because as I've indicated to you previously, the switches that comes are all contained into one. They have one plug each. These, every switch is separate, as you can see there. Headlight, that's the indicator one, that's the horn. And everyone has its own earth, its own wiring going to it. So those will all have to be combined and installed in the new switches. So these needs to come out. Now I need to have a look at where I can install that bracket of mine. So let's see. So I've been having another look here. This is the normal old cheap-ish bracket that I will fit for my device. So it'll go here. There. That way I will have a speedometer, which means I'll be able to see how fast I'm riding, which is 100 times better than not seeing how fast you're riding. But before we get there, I want to take all this off again because I need to go through this and make sure that I cut a whole lot of it off. So let's get to that. Now, yes, I know what this looks like. Because when I get a new headlight, it will come. Then all this stuff will be able to go away. But for now, I'm not focused on that. For now, I want to filter through these. All the wires that goes up to the switches up there. I need to have a look at those because there's many of them that needs to go. That's it. And here's another one down here. And I cannot unplug it. That's a shame. That's a shame. And I don't know what this is. Wait. Horn. Oh, it's horn. Okay. So that I can unplug. Luckily, I labeled that wire. Luckily. Now, I think let's take this to the bench. Let's take this to the bench. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing is I have opened it all up now. You'll see that these are all marked. These are for the brake lights, these are for the lights in the front, and these are others. Okay, so let me show you in an easy to understand fashion. This, this, and this. All four of them are lights. So that this whole lot lights up when you turn on the lights of the vehicle. This is right indicator, high beam, left indicator. Okay, that's the only warning lights it has. Left, high beam, right. Okay, so I can get rid of this one, and this one here. I only need one light because all this light does is it dims the speedometer that I'm going to get because it's a digital dash. Okay, so when you turn the bike on, the speedometer will be on full brightness. And when you turn the lights on, it will get electricity from this one, which will dim the light in a nightly mode fashion. Okay, those I need because it has a separate indicator for left and a separate one for right. Sometimes they have three wires, left, right, and earth in the middle, and then they have just one of that little indicators that show, listen, your indicators are on. It doesn't matter left or right. The one that I'm planning on does have left or right. Okay, so I need to cut all this indicator, all the dash lights off. I need to get rid of those. Then the switches, I need to keep them for now, okay? But I need to start checking them out and knowing where to go and what to cut off when the new switches arrive. Because on these switches, each and every one of them has its own earth wire. Own earth, own earth, own earth. On the new switches, there's only one earth on the right and one earth on the left. Easy. So I need to get rid of a lot of these green wires, which are earth. So let's check it out nicely. Luckily, I have marked these the last time I opened it up. So I know exactly what goes where. So let's open it up. Start cutting away without just cutting. You need to know what you are doing. Alright, so what we have discovered so far is that just put all the switches down here. Here's the harness, okay? So what we have discovered is there's two earths on this bike. The one is green, the other one is black, as per usual. So you'll see that, yes, I did not cover the whole wiring, and there's a reason for that, because I'm going to have to open it again to do the final wiring once the switches come. So this is just to open up here for now, and just to mount the speedometer, as you've seen, and some switches. I'm not going to mount everything, and it's going to look terrible because I'm going to have to wire tie it to the handlebars so that I can start the bike, turn the lights on and off, and use the indicators as well as the horn. The main and low beam switch doesn't work on these lights, so that will come when the new switches come. Alright, so as I said, guys, this is temporary. It's going to be for a few days or so, and then the new wiring will be here. So I just want to put this wiring behind the headlights wiring so that you don't see it as obviously. I want to cut this off so bad, but we will get there. We will get there. So let's see. Let's plug all of this back in. I have cut off a lot of wiring now. So there's a lot of things that's not going back on. That's that. Let's see, where does this one go? There's at least there's no more plugs on this bike that is unoccupied like there was before. I actually found wiring on this bike that has nowhere to go. So all of those has now been removed permanently. This one is for the horn, goes here, and then switch the plug this one back in. I also am really desperate for for a new horn. This horn looks absolutely hideous. Right, so that's in. Now we'll do this just now. Let's focus upstairs. Now, as I indicated, guys, this is not going to be the world's best wiring job now. It's going to look hectic. It's not going to be nice. These are the two bright light switches. This one I'm not even going to wire because it's the switch is broken. So there you go, it's out. The switch does not work anymore at all. I tried to fix it, I couldn't get it right. Okay. So the temperature gauge no longer functions. Let's take that one, the fuel sender. And then we take them back down. We'll put them there neatly now. As you can see, these are cut off and I left them there with the tags. This one is right indicator on the dash. This one is main beam indicator. Okay. Then you'll see the other that I cut off, these two. This one is left indicator. Where's the other one? This one is dash lights. So Those are 4 that I've cut off. All the extra 3 dash lights, they are no longer present. They have been removed. So these ones I can just keep here. This is kill switch. It goes there. Starter button. It's going to be difficult to ride the bike without that. So let's route it that way. Then headlight switch, low and high beam, indicator switch, and horn goes this way. This will be the light switch. This is brake light. I only have one brake light, which is that one for now. But that all is going to change, guys. That's all going to change. And yes, it does work. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at this. Kill. Kill goes this way. I marked it in red. This is indicator, goes that side. Horn goes that side. This one is headlights on and off. It goes this way. These switches are so brittle and old. Let's see if it works. Yes. Okay, perfect. Horn. Horn is this one, and it has a red mark at the bottom, so this will work. Sharp. Indicator switch. Indicator switch is this one here. Look for the red mark. That's over there. Goes there. There's another one that should go to the switch. Let's see. What I'm worried about most now at this stage is the indicators, the horn button, and the others. Let's make a plan. I have decided to go right ahead and cut these off. These are for the original indicators, okay? So I have these connectors on here. So what I'm going to do is just open it up. I've cut it way shorter. Just open it up, just put these two here for now. So when I get the headlight that's eventually going to be on here and the new indicators, I'm going to replace these anyway and put a proper, hopefully a Deutsch connector on here. So I just want to quickly open this up because these two takes up a lot of space. Guys, as I said, these switches are seriously temporary. My new switches are inbound. I just want to be able to test the speeder and see how it does. So this is not my primary transport anyway. But yeah, guys, I believe for today I'm done. I have done again some work on the electrical system. As you saw, I cut out a lot of stuff. However, I did not cover this whole piece, as you see, and there's a very good reason for that. Because when the new switches comes, I need to open up all this again, because then there's additional, you see there's a earth wire, there's a earth wire, there's every switch has a earth wire. Then I need to take them out again. So if I do it now, I will not be able to use any of the switches at this stage. So I had to leave it like that. I left it kind of open. But guys, trust me on this. When the new switches arrive, this stuff will be sorted out for good. And then I can neatly close it up and put it in for good. Then I'm done with the wiring. The wiring on the rest of the bike, let me show you this. The wiring on the rest of the bike was moved from everything that was here. I put it on the inside. So there's a few things that we are going to do to neaten all of that up. I don't want to give away too much of that now, but you are going to see this. This bike is going to be transformed in the next few months, and yeah, I'm really, really eager to see what it's going to look like. I just want to go ahead and say, I did not want to. Well, I want to cut off all of this, yeah, but I did not want to cut it off now because the speedometer that I'm getting needs to fit here, and this is the perfect mounting place for it. So before cutting everything off now, let's first see if there's anything usable or not. If there's nothing usable here, we'll cut it off. If there is anything usable, we'll use those and then cut off what's left. So that will remain like that for now, but it will come off. You'll see. Yeah. I'm actually really hoping that we can make a plan to fit a standard type handlebar. That will be the ultimate goal. But we'll see what happens. Okay, as you just saw, we eventually have a speedometer in the form of a cell phone, but it's a speedometer nonetheless. And it's a true speed speedometer, which is also nice. The speedometer that I'm planning on getting is a very nice one. Unfortunately, I couldn't just buy the ones that my brother always buys for his projects, because unlike all the scooters he's been working on, mine is actually liquid cooled. So I do need a temperature gauge on mine, but that will come. Having said that, you saw me taking the wiring out and removing a lot of pieces of the wiring. So most of it is absolutely things that I do not need. It's things that the bike don't need. So in my eyes, it's lugging unnecessary weight around. So I just cut it off. It's very nice if it's hidden behind plastics and there's lights and things, and all these wires are tied up somewhere and you can't see them. But when everything's exposed, it becomes a whole different story. So I need to make sure that I get all the wiring hidden as far as possible. I cannot hide wires that's unusable, plugs that's hanging loose, open for no reason. So best is open the wiring, take your time, trace every wire, cut the wires that's not needed, and then wrap everything properly. So that's what we've done. Yes, as stipulated, it is a work in progress, guys. There is going to be another electrical system video, so that will hopefully finish all the electrical work, and then we can start looking at teardown. Because after the electrical system is done and everything is the way I want it, we need to look into designing and planning for the bike frame itself. Remember now, the frame of the bike is going to be the focal point of the bike. So it will have to be a nice looking, well painted frame. So There's a lot of, again, unnecessary brackets and things that's going to have to come off, but we'll get there. Guys, thanks for watching. And if this is the type of content that you enjoy, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Until the next video, ride safe, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.